came home, I met up with my family, you know, just kind of enjoyed freedom for a little sec. But it gets to the point where after a little bit, I needed to make some move, you know. We get straight to hustling. A couple months before my license is about to finish, an incident happens that puts a real big spanner in the works. We laid low for a bit and just waited for shit to die down. I get a phone call from my probation officer telling me that, yeah, the police are looking for you and they're asking you to turn yourself in. As soon as I put that phone down, took the SIM out, and I was gone. So now I'm officially on the run. I was fucking living with crackheads and sleeping in bandos. The only people that I was talking to on my day-to-day life was just straight crackheads. After a while, that shit slowly started fucking with me. When I came back to Leicester though, I was done. I fell into a deep, dark rut. I couldn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. Until one day, I watched one video and I swear that video changed my life forever. It made me actually confront my identity and question myself to who I really am and what the fuck is my purpose. I came to the conclusion that I don't want to live this life no more. The first thing that I need to do, I gotta hand myself in. I go there with my rucksack and that, like, ready to go, like, yo, what's going on? I'm here, fam. The police officer ends up telling me, like, we've actually been looking for you for so long that your recall has expired, so we're gonna bail you. And I was like, wait, you what? You fucking what, mate? I had mentally prepared myself for prison, mate. He's like, yeah, man, listen, your recall's expired, mate, so we're gonna bail you. I was like, listen, I ain't gonna complain. I ain't gonna ask you twice, okay? Say no more, ma'alish, alright? So they actually end up bailing me and arranging for me to come back on another date. So I end up going home, I call my mom, letting her know the good news, and she's gassed. She's like, listen, I've been praying all night. Like, alhamdulillah. Like, just gassed, you get me? Like, and like, I genuinely feel like such a big weight has been lifted on my shoulder, not just because I've gotten bailed, like that was a big part of it, yeah, but just because I had finally like just addressed the shit and I'm actually facing the shit that I've been running away from. Do you get what I mean? Like now I have no reason to look over my shoulder and shit because like I handed myself in now, like, do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like symbolic to the fact that not just handing myself in for this one case, but actually taking the first steps to putting all this shit behind me. Do you know what I mean? So that was the first step of that. After that, I was like, okay, cool, like, man need to change man's whole life, cause the way I was looking, the way I was feeling, like it was all fucked. Like I'm telling you, I was in a deep depression. And like I had even like researched the shit of like how the fuck can I get out of this depression shit? Do you know what I mean? And I had seen all these stories about people like taking like antidepressants and medication and all that shit, and I was never on board with that shit. Like that it just never felt right to me, even though like I don't know a lot about it, but just the idea of taking a medication to make me feel not depressed anymore, I just didn't like the idea of it. Like, there's no offense to anybody who takes it or anything like that. Just me personally, I don't like it, you know? And even from the shit I read from other people's experiences and stuff, like, it just seems like a temporary solution to a problem that is a deeper rooted issue. Like, I'm depressed not because of just, I don't believe that you're just depressed because like just chemical imbalances in the brain, like you're just born to be depressed. Like, there's reasons and deep rooted issues that need to be addressed why you're depressed. Do you get what I mean? And for me, it was because of all that stuff that I had just outlined before, like me bottling shit down and fucking putting bare stuff down, and me not living the life that I'm actually wanting to live, and fucking all this shit going on, and me running away from my problems and pushing everyone away and eating disgusting food and not taking care of myself. Like, this is all leading to my mental, like your mental, your physical, your spiritual, that shit all linked. So for me, instead of like going through that route, I I decided to tackle my shit like head on, like first by cleaning up my habits, like my bad habits. So I cut out smoking. I was a prolific smoker. I cut out smoking cigarettes. I cut out smoking loud. I cut out the drinking. I cut it all out, you know. And I was very determined for this shit, because I was sick and tired of the life I was living, and I was ready to just improve my life. I was sick and tired of this shit. So I cut the cigarettes cold turkey. I was smoking around. I would smoke like a deck every like 2 days. So I wasn't like, I know there's people that smoke like 2 decks a day, but either way, like I was a smoker, and like there was no getting around that. Like I was a fucking smoker, you know. I've been smoking ever since I was young. But I cut that shit cold turkey. The loud, I kind of did that a bit more slowly, but I cut out the loud before I cut out the cigarettes, because I hated the way the loud was making me feel, you know. It was just making me feel all like drowsy and groggy, and it was just a way for me to just hide my pain, you know. It was just a way for me to just quick, if I'm feeling shit, like I need a zoo. Like, the amount of times in my life I've said I need a fucking zoo, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It was just a way for me to cover up my pain and just conk out and just fucking forget shit, right? But I was sick and tired of that shit. Like, I was trying to face everything at this point. So I cut out the loud, I cut out the smoking. I got into my fitness. I actually ended up paying for like a course, like a training course, because I wanted to be like fully on it. Like I wanted everything to just be as easy as possible, so I can just focus on the training. Do you know what I mean? And now I don't even need to do that anymore, because I like doing that actually allowed me to gain so much knowledge about fitness and training in general, to the point where it was like an investment into my fitness. Like now, when I get back into my fitness, I have so much knowledge because of that training regimen, that course that I paid for, you know. So I patterned my fitness. I got into training regimen. I started eating healthily. I started drinking hella water. I started praying again. And slowly, like me sorting out my physical, me sorting out my diet, me sorting out my spirituality, getting back in touch with my faith. All of a sudden, my mind started getting clear again. Me getting back in touch with my family, communicated with my friends and my family again. Like, my depression was starting to go away. So it's not a coincidence that your physical affects your mental. Your spirituality and all of that stuff is linked. Like, we're not just people walking around. Like, what you put into your body, what you do, like that shit affects how you think and how you feel, like 100%. And then slowly, like I started feeling good, like me starting to notice strength gains in the gym, me starting to realize I'm losing weight, me feeling good because of the good food that I'm eating and the water that I'm drinking, cutting out all the sugary stuff. Like, I started feeling good. I started feeling strong. Not only that, but me addressing all the shit that I've been bottling down and all the fucking lies that I've been telling myself, me addressing that shit and taking control of my life and realizing who I am and actually living in my true self and not trying to live this life of just fuckery anymore. Like, it made me start relaxing and I just started feeling good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it still took a while for me to like not look at police sideways anymore. Like, still to this day, that shit, like, it's a little bit like that, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, I was starting to feel good again. Do you know what I mean? So now that I had sorted all that shit out, now I needed to figure out how am I gonna make money now, fam? Car, I know I'm done with this shit. I'm trying to go legit. But a nigga like me, I done so much fuckery in my life. I've been to prison. Like, this is gonna be hard for me now, do you know what I mean? But that did not stop me or made me think, let me go back to doing the fuckery. Like, and there's always a way. I don't give a fuck what you done, where you come from. Like, the nigga like me, been to jail, went to jail for 2 years. Fucking got the craziest record that's unfiled and shit, but it don't matter. There's always a way. There's always a way, you know? So I was researching ways that I can make money and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that came up. You know, like, you can make so much money online these days. Like, there's no excuse. There's literally no excuse. So I was looking at a lot of stuff. There was like social media marketing, digital marketing, drop shipping, all this kind of stuff. I was researching all these ways of making money online and thinking, which one am I gonna try and jump on, you know? The social media marketing agency was something that was looking alright to me, but I need to do some more research into it. And then all of a sudden, like, I was thinking, like, I don't know how it fully came up, but it was like things that I'd be thinking of before I'd go to sleep. And I was just thinking, like, it'd be cool if I could make a platform, show other people that maybe been through similar things like me, or just been through struggle, and showing them, like, yo, you can actually change your life at any given moment. I feel like at the time I was thinking, like, yo, I feel like I would go crazy, you know? I feel like I would go ham. I feel like I'm a funny ass nigga. Do you know what I mean? Not to brag or nothing, but like, at the time it was just like an idea that came into my head, you know? And it's like, I was like, the more and more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what, bro? Like, I could actually make a big impact out here. Like, just by me telling my story and by me, like, I can be showing bare niggas, like, just change bare people's lives, like, just make an impact on people just by fucking showing them the shit that I've been through and the shit that I've done and how I've gone about changing my life and shit, like. And I was like, you know what, fam? Why the fuck not? Like, why the fuck not? Like, I see bare people online, like, popping, like, and no offense, but like, you see people that are popping, but they're not really doing nothing, like, do you know what I mean? And this ain't even no hate, but like, in my eyes, I don't hate. I'm thinking, like, if a nigga like that can do it, like, there's no fucking chance in hell that I can't. I believe that I can fucking do anything. Like, I genuinely believe that, you know? So then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do this, bruv. Let's fucking do it, you know? And that's when the idea of a channel started coming into my head, and I started brainstorming, like, okay, what should we call it? How should it look like, you know? And that's when the idea of, like, wearing a mask and that shit came up. I can't lie, at the time, I was still of the mindset of, like, to be honest, like, if I want to do it, but I don't really want niggas and that to be seeing me on the internet, because, like, I still had, like, of course I had, like, an image and shit like that. And there's a lot of people that I just didn't want to see me. I just didn't want people to be all up in my business and see me on the internet. Do you know what I mean? That was my mindset them times. So, like, you know what? Let me wear a mask. But let me wear a mask that's kind of, like, captivating, that will catch people's attention. Like, not just any baddie. Didn't want to come there rocking like a shiesty or something. So then that's when the idea of, like, the anime mask started to come in. Because, you know, I'm into my anime and shit. So I'm thinking, okay, what iconic anime masks are there? Then the Ambu mask from Naruto came in my head, and I was like, yo, you know what? That's actually kind of cold. And then shit, I can call myself Shinobi, and yo, all that shit started coming. And I just started taking action on it. I ordered the mask, I ordered the tripod. I fucking started researching how can I make content, and I realized all I really need is a phone, a tripod, and I could basically just get active, you know? Fucking iPhone can shoot in 4K. And then, bruv, I ordered a microphone, and then I just started recording videos, you know? I ended up moving back in with my mum, helping her out and also helping me out. Started recording, and then just started going in with it, you know, like. And then with each video that I recorded, I started getting better. I started learning more about editing. Like, man's all new to this shit, like, do you know what I mean? I'll be watching other people's shit. I'll be watching how other people came up and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, let's fucking do this, bro. But after I recorded my first video, something crazy happened. I recorded my first video, I uploaded it. This was around June 2023. I handed myself in around like the end of April 2023, beginning of May, around that kind of time. I remember I told you they gave me bail, right? Coincidentally, as I had handed myself in and started making these changes, the holy month of Ramadan had literally just started. So it was like a perfect timing for everything. As I was making changes, it was like literally everything happens for a reason, and God was just giving me so much signs, you know. Ramadan started, and it allowed me to just go straight into like really getting back in touch with my faith, you know. I was praying, I was fasting, and all of that was just helping me physically and mentally as well. My bail was due to end after Ramadan finished, which would have been the day of Eid. So for a lot of people, you would know that Eid is one of the most blessed days for Muslims. It's a day of celebration. So that means that I would have had to go in and hand myself in to check in with the police and most likely just get a bail again. That's what I was thinking that's gonna happen, alright? But I ended up getting a letter telling me that my bail has been extended for another month. So I was like, calm, I don't even have to hand myself in. Gucci, can enjoy Eid with my family, you know, go to the mosque, pray our morning Eid prayer, and just, yeah, enjoy the day with my family. You know, my sister and my nephews had come from Birmingham, and we were just gonna have a nice time, right?
Are you sure about that?
Tell me why 4 o'clock in the morning on Eid day, the police come and grab me out of my bed.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right.
At this point, they're playing games with me, you know. I've actually made a whole video about this after I came home. It's called Shinobi Goes Back to Jail. If you want to see like a whole in-depth story about that, you can go watch that video. I won't go into too much depth over here. But just as you know, they violated, all right? They played games with man. They fucking told me they're gonna bail me, and then the police come grab me out of my bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. They grabbed me, put me in the cell, and as much fighting as I tried to do, as much as even some of the officers that grabbed me were confused when I was telling them everything, like, you bailed me, how the fuck can you recall me now? They're saying you're wanted on a recall. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Even they weren't aligned with each other, you know. I can't lie, I was pissed. Like, I was fuming, you know. I was really praying and hoping that it was just a mistake and they were gonna let me go. But after they made me sleep there, and they said we're gonna have to handle it in the morning. In the morning, the sergeant ends up coming to me and saying, listen, you're gonna have to go back to jail because apparently, due to a technicality, because I went on the run while I still had some time left of my license, technically, I never actually finished my license from my previous sentence. Yeah. So now I have to go and finish that, which makes no sense because why didn't you recall me when I handed myself in? Why did you let me go? I didn't want to grab me 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like they just want to fuck with people's heads. And at that point, like, I was just like, okay, like, why is it happening to me when I'm trying to pattern up? Like, what the fuck, you know? And I can't lie, I was pissed. Like, they actually ended up putting me back on the sweatbox, which is like the term that we use for a prison van because it's literally a box that you sweat in, literally. Going back to jail, I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, how is this happening to me? Why is this happening? But then, like, I just deeped it, like, yo, like, this is just a test, rude boy. Like, deep, this is the second time I've gone to jail on Eid day. The first time I ever got sentenced, back in 2018, it was on Eid day. Now again, like, me and Eid, we just ain't got the best. We ain't got the best track record, bruv. Do you know what I mean? But this time, I'm going back to jail with a completely different mindset. Number one, I'm way more grown. I'm 23 years old at this point. And number two, my mindset is completely different. I ain't thinking like no street nigga. Like, I've evolved, like, do you know what I mean? So I remember when I landed there, they took me to a prison in Bedford, which is a town near Luton. Oh my God, when I thought my previous jail, HMP Brinsford, was a shithole. That was paradise compared to here, because this was a real life shit house. You know, like, this is a jail that I think they built in the fucking Victorian times, and they ain't refurbished it since. You get me? Like, on arrival, I'm seeing families of rats just running around. You got cockroaches all over the place. Like, you got 3-man bang up. So you got 3 man in one little cell, and it's summer, so it's hot as fuck. So they put me in some cell with a bunch of Albanian dunnies, and these guys can barely even speak English, but they were some funny ass niggas, I can't lie. But the next day I was like, okay, bro, take me out of the cell and put me either in a single or a 2-man bang up, because I ain't doing this I ain't being banged up with 2 other niggas. Do you know what I mean? But luckily, they patterned me and they put me in a cell with one other guy, one Asian brother, man like Zishan. I wonder what Zishan's saying right now. He was a cool guy still. So listen, I'm in a whole nother jail, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be there for. All I know is I'm being recalled, you know. I don't know how long I'm gonna be there. All I know is we're here. And as pissed as I was when I was in the cell before I got in the sweatbox, but at a point now, I had already accepted it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're here. I just took it as a test from God to really see, like, have you really changed? Or are you gonna allow yourself to be influenced again? Are you really on this shit, you know? Or are you gonna succumb and go back to your old ways? Like, I took it as a test like that. And me, I was like, bruv, this is just another little spanner in the works, all right? We moving and grooving, you know? At that point, I was already back in my fitness shit. So I was like, bruv, sign me up to the gym. I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna be eating. I'm just gonna be like, if I can read, I can read. Like, we're just gonna be baking off, right? And I feel so elevated in my mindset, in my strength. I just feel so confident in my resolution over the life that I've chosen for myself, that nothing can deter me. Do you know what I mean? And they put me in a wing with a bunch of young niggas as well. Like, for some reason, they put me in a wing, even though it was an adult jail, but they put me on the wing with 18 to 25-year-olds. I'm pretty sure I'm 23, so the rest of these niggas are just 18, 19, 20. And then at that point, like, I'm just especially when I'm just on a different mindset, just put me in a wing with the older niggas that are just chilling. These young niggas, bruv. These young niggas are still on the same fuckery. Like, they're getting it cracking over the pool table. Like, I'm literally there chilling one day. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm smoking on my vape or whatever. And these niggas are out there fighting over the pool table. And I'm just there, just watching the whole thing, like. It's like, I can't believe this shit, fam. But, like, it is what it is. I'm thinking, raw, like, me coming back now as, like, a grown-up, and, like, especially with a different mindset as well. Like, I'm seeing everything in a whole different light. Do you know what I mean? But after I was there for like a couple of days and me chasing up solicitors and trying to figure out, okay, what the fuck is going on? How long am I going to be here for? I end up getting my papers that are saying that I'm only actually going to stay there for 16 days. So it's just a quick recall that I need to do. Finish my 16 days and then I can come home. So I was like, you know what? Light worked. I've done 2 years. 2 weeks is nothing. I've done that on the shitter. All right, I've done more time on the toilet. All right, so 2 weeks I was nothing. Ended up doing that real quick. Come home, straight back on my shit. You know, I posted a video about my experiences there, and then we just carried on. You know, carrying on. Not long after that was my time of sentencing, and I remember I did post some videos around them as well, leading up to my sentencing, because it was genuinely, I didn't know whether I was gonna be sent to jail or not. There was a strong possibility, because of my previous offences, because of everything that led up to this, because of the damage that was actually inflicted on the Donny, even though I didn't do most of the damage, it was looking like I might be put away again, you know, for a certain amount of time. So that was a very, very strong possibility. So I genuinely like was praying, and I didn't know, like, I might be going back to jail. And you can see, like, from those videos that I posted there, like the tone of it, like it was serious. Like I genuinely didn't know, you know. And I finally ended up getting sentenced in November of 2023, and the judge, fucking legend he was. I can't let the barrister as well. My barrister was talking that shit, like he was talking. And I was actually pissed because I remember that day, it was a new barrister that didn't know anything about my case. He literally just had my paper that day. And I was like, yo, I'm so sick and tired of this shit. Like, oh my days, like, is this guy gonna fuck me over, bro? Like, he literally was a different barrister from the one that was dealing with my shit up until that point. So I'm thinking, big man, like, you don't even know my shit. But then this nigga, he's a fucking professional, Carl. When he went in there, he was talking that shit. You think it was an episode of Law and Order or something? Like, he was talking that shit like he'd been fucking with me. Like I was paying the nigga. Like, he was saying, yo, boom, boom, boom. He was laying all the facts down. Like, he was saying, yo, he's done this, this, and that since then. Like, he's trying to pattern. He's got a job on the way. You get me? Like, don't hold him to the standard. Rat-tat-tat. And I was like, yo. And even when they played the video in court, and you could see, like, I actually, like, I didn't start the fight, and you can see from the video that at first I tried to, like, stop the altercation, and then it got techie, do you know what I mean? So, alhamdulillah, with everything that everyone's seen, the judge ended up saying, okay, cool, I can see this, and that. Yeah, I could give you a custodial right now, but I'm gonna give you a chance, innit? Do you know what I mean? He sentenced me to 12 months, suspended for 2 years. Do you get it? So there's a 12 months custodial sentence looming over my head for 2 years. As long as I don't do no fuckeries during that 2 years, then I'm Keisha, I won't go, babe. Any fuckery happened during the 2 years, you gotta do the full 12 months. Do you get what I mean? On top of that, he gave me 200 hours of community service and a whole bunch of other courses and stuff like that I have to do with my probation, all right? But listen, I was happy with all I heard was no jail. Couldn't give a fuck about all that shit. Other than there was some fines I had to pay as well. But like I said, all I heard was no jail. And I was thinking, alhamdulillah. Genuinely, like, oh, you can see from the video I posted when I came home, when I said I'm free, you can see the genuine excitement. Like, I was fucking gassed. Like, genuinely, like, I was praying so much up to that point. Like, even though, like, I was ready to go to jail, like, if I got sent to jail, I would have held it down. Yeah, and I would have just faced the consequences, and then boom, just resume my life after. But of course, I didn't want to go back to jail. Like, no one wants to go to jail. It's fucking shit in there. Do you get what I mean? But when he gave me that chance, I was like, you know what, like, I'm not wasting this opportunity. Like, God gave me this chance. Like, it could have ended so differently for me, fam. Like, it could have ended so differently. Like, I could be in jail right now. I could be dead right now. Like, there's so many niggas out here that ain't here no more, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when it happened, I was like, yeah, I'm taking this shit, and I'm not going back to jail. Never again in my life. I'm not going back. And I was like, boom, I'm changing my life, fam. I actually want to live a life that not only am I proud of, that my mom's proud of. After that though, like, I needed to make some money. So I started applying for jobs like crazy, but no one really hollering man back. I ended up getting a call from some sales and marketing company. I remember, like, first experiencing the world of sales. Like, I was fucking shocked, cause this is the first job that I've ever worked in my life. Like, I was just in jail a couple months ago, fucking sleeping in bandos. There's like real opportunities to, like, build your own business. I just so happened on my first week to be lucky enough to hear from actual businessmen, and these niggas are fucking millionaires, like actual millionaires, speaking to me, and I didn't have to pay nothing. And I realized, like, yo, like, I can actually build something here. And I dived headfirst into it, and I fucking jumped straight into the world of sales, learned everything that I could learn about sales. I started coaching people, actually building my own marketing company. I was actually becoming a person of influence, but in a positive way. From what I've come from and to where I am now, it's crazy. I ended up making the decision to leave the world of sales because my true calling was still here waiting for me. My true calling was this. I want to show people that no matter where you come from, no matter what you've done, what you've been through, whatever situation you're in right now, like, you can change your life. For all my anime nerds, you know, if you watch Vinland Saga, season 1 is where all the fuckery happens, go through the trenches, you know, but season 2 is that character development, you know. This is where the nigga realizes, you know, his true purpose in life. And then season 3, that's when we get active again.